Thing that we get asked on a regular basis is how much do you spend as a family whilst living here in Da Nang? So what we're going to do is we're going to go for some food and we're going to tell you what we spend as a family on a monthly basis here in Da Nang, and hopefully you find it a little bit helpful, and hopefully it can give you an idea of what kind of budget you should be looking at. So let's get ready. So we have arrived and we are going to go for a favourite of mine, Bundao Mam Tom. Then we can talk more about prices. However, here's a tip. If you decide that you want to drive a motorbike here in Vietnam, here's a small tip for you. Whenever you see traffic lights, always stop in the shade, because the sun here in Vietnam is an actual killer. So, food for thought. And I'll give you some more tips as well throughout the video. But now it's time to go and eat. Yeah, everyone's eating bun dao. That's what we're gonna have. Just go sit over there. That is exactly what we're gonna have. Bun dao mam tom. This is where we are.
I'm gonna have the bun cha.
Bundao. Whenever we order like Bundao Mam Tom, they always look at us a bit suspicious, as if like, do you know what you're about to eat? Like, do you know what you're ordering? Your skin colour suggests you don't understand what's about to happen. But we know. We know. Oh, here it is.
Thank you.
Yeah, Catherine can't stand it, but this is it. This is the mam tom, shrimp fermented paste.
It looks different from the one.
Yeah.
It's like more natural.
Yeah. Each place that we go to, this always looks slightly different. It smells pungy. Doesn't smell as bad as the other one, but we'll show you. Try it. We'll show you what you need to do with it. Oh. Some people always say put 2 to 3 kumquats sugar. Oh, that looks perfect. Look at the difference. The Bundao Mam Tom has arrived, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like. And Catherine has got what?
Bun cha.
Bun cha. We've got bun cha and Bundao Mam Tom. Let's have a look at what we've got.
And this one, by the way, looks like the crab cake.
It looks like the crab cake, yeah. And the bun cha.
Oh, it looks promising.
And this is the Bundao Mam Tom. It's like a mixture of different things. You have the rice noodles for both. You have tofu. You have a mixture of different deli meats. Pork. Yeah, tofu, some greens, and the mam tom sauce. This is the thing that gives it all its flavour. That was a very highly rated Bundao Mam Tom and bun cha as well. That was a very good place, and it is right here on the, what would you call this, a pond? When we first arrived here in Vietnam, we would ask like, how do the Vietnamese dress up like this in the heat? And they're okay with it. When we first arrived, we thought it was crazy, but now it's just like normal. Like, we are dressed like this and it's like 30, how hot is it out? It's 31 degrees and we are fully covered head to toe. And we always see people ask, how can you do it? How is it possible? I'm pretty sure the reason why you can do it is because you're on the bike most of the time and you're always in a breeze. Like, I wouldn't go out to the beach like this and stand in the day for ages. So I think
riding is cool.
yeah, when you're riding a motorbike, it's just easier to be dressed like this.
I got my
Yeah,
protection.
Catherine's got her arm protections on. She didn't have them yesterday, but she kind of, it defeats the purpose because she has her arm protections on, but then she has like completely bare legs. Yeah. You know, we're getting there, people. It just takes time. It just takes time. We are going to tell you about financials and about money, and we're going to do that. We're just going to go for a coffee now. So travel with us.
The expensive coffee.
And we're going to go for the expensive coffee. This coffee is 40,000 Vietnamese dong.
45.
Which is 45,000 Vietnamese dong, which is absolutely crazy. But
a year ago, we were thinking it was cheap.
Yeah, a year ago it was cheap. Today it's expensive. However, it is still the best in Da Nang. It is still the best in Da Nang.
Agreed.
So we'll go there and then we'll actually sit down and talk about money. Okay, we have arrived and we have the coconut coffee. 45,000 Vietnamese dong. And the coffee. Cheers. Okay, as promised, let's talk money and how much of it we have spent since being here. So I think the easiest thing to start off with, there's Catherine doing the money shot.
This is the proper way.
That's how it should be done. But I don't have time for that. So let's talk money. And we had this idea because we had a consultation call with another family yesterday. Mm-hmm. And one of the questions that they had for us was pretty direct. How much money is it going to cost? And I couldn't give them a proper answer because I didn't really have the figures in my mind. There's so many variables involved that hopefully we can kind of cover off as much as possible in this video. So to begin, there's different variables when it comes to how much does it cost to live here in Da Nang, okay? And one of the main things is you as an individual, you as a family, what kind of lifestyle are you looking to lead? How much money are you willing to spend? So there's loads of different factors, right? Us as a family, we're quite, what's the word? A moderate lifestyle.
Yeah, moderate.
A moderate lifestyle. We don't drink loads of alcohol.
Plus, we cannot afford going out because we have a baby.
We can't really go out because we have a child.
We can't afford. We have time issues. We cannot spend time.
Yeah. So there's loads of different things that factor in all of this. But let me tell you this: when we first arrived, we lived where we are now. Pretty much the building just behind us. That's where we lived, and we paid 7 million Vietnamese dong for rent per month. And I will tell you, you will not get that anymore. Never. For this location, you will never get that anymore. We was very lucky to find a deal of a lifetime, and on a weekly basis, between 6 and 7 days, so it might not even be a full week, we had a budget of 5 million Vietnamese dong for the family. Well, not a budget, but that's what we tend to spend. Now, that was in cash. We did have a few card transactions here and there whenever you'd go to Moon Milk.
Considering we were not drinking lots of coffees and no fresh juices, I don't remember that. No. Because they're a bit more expensive here than they are on the other side of the river. But now we're comfortably getting a few drinks a day.
So that's how we kind of managed our budget. So it would work out to be around the 20 million Vietnamese dong per month, give or take a few million. Now that doesn't include rent and that doesn't include any bills. We had no outgoings except for rent and bills, where now it's slightly different. We have other outgoings like for school. We never had a motorbike, so we have a motorbike now, which again is another outgoing. So our outgoings are slightly different now. So I would always recommend people to come and live in this area here, the western part. And the reason why I say that is because it kind of gives you that option to live both lifestyles, the Western lifestyle and that Vietnamese lifestyle. There's a lot of tourists here, Americans, Australians, Europeans are around this area. We did it for 6 months and we really enjoyed it. And then we decided that we wanted to come away from that and move into a completely different area that was really focused on the local community and neighborhood. But we'll get into that. So I think rent at the moment in this area is reasonably high. I'm talking, you know, entry level around the 15 million Vietnamese dong for either a studio or a potential 1-bedroom.
There are cheaper ones, but on a much worse quality.
Yeah.
You can still find, don't get us wrong, there are still prices I see from the Facebook groups and marketplace that there will still be prices as like 9.5 million or 10 million for a studio or 1-bedroom. But along with that, there will be definitely a price of 13, 15 million for only 1-bedroom. And they're not big here. In this area, they're not big. In the newer buildings, maybe, but you always have to ask and go look for yourself how big is the apartment actually.
So it's expensive here in terms of rent. Now I know that you'll hear some YouTubers that say it's this amount, and it probably was for them. They obviously managed to secure a really good deal, and at the end of the day, it comes down to who you're dealing with. Here, they can charge as much or as little as they want. A small bit of advice that I would give anyone that is coming to Southeast Asia, and this is across the full board, so every country here in Southeast Asia, just because the lifestyle here is cheaper, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to spend less. Because what you'll find is, because things are cheaper here, you tend to do things more, and then that will naturally add the cost. You know, like back in the West, to have a massage, you're probably looking to pay anywhere between, well, depending on what it is, anywhere between $70 to 100 plus US dollars for 1 hour, one massage. Where here, it's
$20.
It's less than that. You can find them for $10 here.
Might be less.
You can find them for $10
$10,
here.
let's say.
So all of a sudden, you've gone from having 1 a month to having 3 a week, because in your mind it's only $10. But then it adds up over the course of time, and it happens across everything, not just massages, alcohol, coffees, fruit juices. Just because it's cheap in that one moment, you tend to then overbuy or overconsume, and then you get to the point where at the end of the month, and you've completely blown your whole budget. So keep that in mind when you come to these places, because I know it really does. It catches people out that don't expect it to be as expensive, and the reason why it is that is because you've just overconsumed on things. Like me right now, 45,000 for this? Come on.
But tell people that this is the second time only in half a year.
In half a year.
Yeah.
We can get this coffee from around the corner for 28,000.
28.
And this is 45.
But this one is very good.
But this is very good. This is very good.
Need to add that the same coffee in the area, same coconut coffee, will be 55, 65. So compared to the another Antung areas,
this is still
price,
cheap.
This is still cheaper.
This is still cheap. So we went from the Antung area, Mian area, the tourist area where we are now. And I think one of the main reasons why we left this area was because we kind of struggled to find a decent rental property for our price budget.
Yes.
We couldn't find anything here for anything under 15 million, I think it was. We struggled to find anything under 15 million that was decent, clean, and in a nice area. Because don't forget, we have a young daughter who is almost 2. So we moved and we found a brand new building in the deeper part of Da Nang. I'm talking city area, very local, very Vietnamese, no foreigners. It's very much a community that we live in, which is great. Now we now pay 12 million Vietnamese dong, which I personally think is overpriced for what we have. It's a nice apartment, it's brand new, it's 2 bedrooms. I wouldn't say it's bigger than our previous one. There's just 2 bedrooms, very clean, and in a brand new building. That's pretty much it. 12 million Vietnamese dong is purely for the rent. Most recently, our electricity bill's been like 3 million. Our water bill is, what,
No, water bill is not much. It's
like,
either 200 or 300. I forgot. Yeah.
It's like 150,000 per person.
Per person.
Yeah. So like a water bill is 150,000 per person. Now our weekly budget of 5 million, that now extends to around about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Even longer. And the reason why that is because where we live now, there's no tourists, so you don't pay that tourist tax. It is very much a local neighborhood, so everything I would say is half price.
Yeah, and
maybe
we got
even
the
more.
fresh juice place just downstairs, so
Yeah.
we get that a lot, like every day coffees.
It's like, for instance, this coffee here is 45,000. A very similar coffee to where we live is 28.
Yeah.
So that just kind of tells you the price difference. We're here as a family, so we have a daughter and she goes to school. She goes to kindergarten. And schools can range from anywhere between a few $100 US to a few thousand US. And it all comes down to you as an individual as to what you would prefer. For us, our daughter was just over 1 year old. So we put her in a local private. It is private, but it's a local kindergarten.
Pure Vietnamese.
Pure Vietnamese. And we pay 4 million Vietnamese dong.
Including food.
Including everything. 4 million Vietnamese dong. And because we live in the city now and we don't live here, we pay for a bike, which is around about 2.5 million Vietnamese dong per month. So things have definitely changed in terms of outgoings since we've moved away from this area. So the moral of the story, everybody, is don't get localized, otherwise you'll get offended when you have to pay these types of prices. And you don't want to ruin your day. Here are a couple of tips that we would say to any newcomer that's coming to Southeast Asia. Number one, the sun is your enemy and not your friend. So be very careful because it will sneak up on you. If you have a bit of skin that is exposed, trust me, you are going to get burned. And the burn here is on a different level. So don't let that ruin your time here. As you can see, I'm dressed up as if I was in England in December. Protect yourself at all costs. When you arrive here, I would suggest you stay in a hotel for 4 days and then look for your long-term accommodation. Never book long-term accommodation when you're outside of the country because you do run the risk of you being next door to a whole construction site. So that is what you need to be very careful of. Catherine's calling me a beige dad. Yeah.
Look at me, I'm colourful.
All in beige. You're colourful and burned.
People don't need to know that.
Alright, we are going to go. Let's go. Oh, let's go home. I don't know, are we going home or are we going to go check out that cinema? We want to go to the cinema and there is one around. But
Let's go to the Eaties one.
We're going to go check it out and see what it's like.